talked in the last review about how a smaller cast can help provide more character-focused episodes, which means this will most likely be Red Ranger focused to complete the trifecta. However, unlike all the other episodes I've reviewed this season, this is the first one I watched as it aired. As mentioned on the Power Chamber podcast many moons ago, this episode aired the morning of Power Morphicon Express, and I was there to watch it in a hotel. I remember liking the episode at the time, but it has been months since I've seen it, so my opinion could change. Rewatching any form of media, especially after a long period of time, can affect your enjoyment, which is part of the reason I still haven't watched the Megaforce box set that I got 2 Christmases ago. I don't anticipate this happening here, but stranger things have happened. Hell, when I was reviewing Ninja/Super Steel, there were many instances where I thought an episode was decent, only to rewatch it and change my opinion drastically. So let's see if the trend will start with Beast Morphers. This is episode 5, Taking Care of Business. The episode opens with Devin arriving at Sudsy's car wash because his father just got him a job there. Devin tries to reject the job offer, but since he can't tell Mayor Daniels he's a Power Ranger, he's stuck working at the car wash. In the Cyberverse, Evox is looking for a way to gather more Morph-X, with Scruzzle saying he's hacked into every security camera in the city. Before he can continue with a plan, Evox cuts him off, allowing Blaze to suggest they make a Robotron powerful enough to cut into a Morph-X tower. Back with Devin, he's called to Grid Battle Force for an emergency, where we're introduced to General Berg, who happens to be Ben and Betty's father. Jeez, even the comic relief get parents in this show. Anyway, General Berg shows the Rangers that Ben and Betty have put together a robot dog out of leftover Tronics parts. As is the norm for Ben and Betty, the demonstration doesn't go well, but Nate tells the General that his kids might be onto something since they can learn a lot by collecting pieces of defeated Gigadrones. Berg says Nate can use his bunker as they gather more materials, and when the General leaves, Ravi asks Devin about his job situation. Devin says he'll be busy until he proves to his dad he's responsible, so Zoe tells him not to worry about Grid Battle Force because they'll take care of things. The next day, Devin works at the car wash while Ravi and Zoe go around picking up giant pieces of scrap metal, but Nate can't find anything useful. At the car wash, Mayor Daniels surprises Devin to give him a hand, and the two share a nice bonding moment. However, Blaze soon puts his plan into action by creating a Slicertron monster, with GB alerting the Rangers of said threat. Unfortunately, Devin takes a page out of Tommy Oliver's book by not wearing his communicator at work, leaving Ravi and Zoe to deal with the situation. During the fight, Ravi and Zoe are in danger by a flimsy-looking scaffold falling on them? But either way, Devin arrives in the nick of time because he just found his communicator.
Sorry I'm late. Did I miss much?
Only that your teammates were almost destroyed. And you were their leader?
It's not worth it. Don't let him get to you.
That was oddly specific to this situation, Blaze. Also, Ravi, what are you talking about? You guys are in the middle of a fight. The Rangers quickly force Blaze and Slicertron to retreat, with Ravi immediately yelling at Devin because he was late. Keep in mind, this is the same guy who told Devin not to let Blaze's comments get to him. I guess he just wanted first dibs. Zoe throws her 2 cents in, telling Devin he needs to quit his job, but Devin can't because of how proud his dad is of him. Ravi then gets a call from Nate, saying the Gigadrone circuits get fried when they explode, making them useless. The bad news keeps on coming as Devin gets a call from his boss asking him to work late, so Devin heads back to the car wash. As Devin works, his boss, Sudsy, yells at him for leaving all the time and threatens to fire him, but his mood picks up when Ravi and Zoe show up to give him a hand. Back in the Cyberverse, Scruzzle's scanning security cameras when Roxy notices the Rangers' communicators for the taking. Unbeknownst to the working Rangers, Slicertron cuts their comms into pieces, and they don't discover the dastardly deed until Commander Shaw arrives to tell them a Morph-X tower was attacked. Luckily, the tower was nearly empty, so the villains didn't get that much, but that doesn't stop Shaw from yelling at the team. Devin tells Sudsy he's leaving again, and even though Sudsy threatens to fire him if he does, Devin ultimately leaves. The Rangers intercept Blaze and Slicertron as they head towards a Morph-X tower. Meanwhile, Mayor Daniels is informed of his son's firing. His limo is soon stuck on the battlefield, and as the mayor watches the Rangers in action, he sees the Red Ranger rescue a little girl. Blaze retreats from the fight and orders Scruzzle to dispatch a Gigadrone, but the general is way ahead of him since he sends out a Gamma model Gigadrone. Devin tries to attack the new drone, but is surprised by a shield before getting his systems knocked out by a rough hit. As the Zord reboots, Devin can do nothing but watch the drone steal more Morph-X, so Commander Shaw orders Smash and Jax to help Devin in their Zords since the other Rangers are still fighting. Speaking of, Ravi and Zoe eventually get the upper hand against Slicertron. Meanwhile, Smash and Jax do what they can against the Gigadrone, but it's able to hold off our heroes. While Devin waits for his reboot to complete, he comes up with an idea to shut down the drone's systems like it did him, in the hope that it can be useful to Nate after it's powered down. When the reboot finishes, Devin diverts all power to his sword, which somehow drains the bot's power rather than damaging it. Okay. After the fight, the Rangers take the Gigadrone back to the bunker, with Nate overjoyed the robot is intact, and even tells Berg he can throw away the useless scrap they collected earlier. Ben tries to prove that it's not all useless by demonstrating what he and Betty did with the Gigadrone hand, but the demonstration goes as well as you'd expect. That's not the end of the episode, however, since we cut to the Riptide gym, where Devin tries to talk to his dad about the Ranger fight he saw earlier. Mayor Daniels brings up how disappointed he is in Devin for being fired so soon, before hanging up and leaving Devin down in the dumps. The Rangers then see the mayor's press conference on TV, and the episode ends with this.
Even though your identities are secret, we couldn't be more proud of you.
See that? Your dad is proud of you.
He just doesn't know it yet.
Aw, that's sweet. I hate that line so much. This episode is good, but not up to the standards the show has set in my opinion. With this being my third time watching the episode, I still struggle to find anything of note to talk about, which is unfortunate. That's part of the reason I paused this review for so long, and even considered doing a full season review. But after seeing that my brother also had very little to say, I realized it was the episode and not me. Don't get me wrong, on paper the episode is solid, but it struggles to really move the needle in terms of character progression. The beginning is very promising, with Devin getting a job that takes him away from his ranger duties. From here, we get to see how having a job improves Devin's relationship with his father. Unfortunately, when Devin predictably loses his job thanks to having to leave constantly, his relationship with Mayor Daniels is taken back to square one. Sure, the episode does try to justify this by showing that Mayor Daniels has tremendous respect for the Red Ranger, who he doesn't know is his son, but I hate the fact that the show foreshadows how Devin's secret will be revealed to his father later on. I mean, I understand that their dynamic is based on Wes and Mr. Collins from Time Force, and I know that secret identities aren't that important in the grand scheme of things when it comes to Power Rangers, but at the same time, I'd like for the show to at least pretend that secret identities matter in this season because of the serious tone. However, I am willing to withhold judgment on this point if the reveal is done well. Hashtag don't spoil things for me in the comments. However, it's not just Mayor Daniels that Devin has weak interactions with. There's also his many scenes with the other Rangers, and to be honest, most of those I like, but I wish a bigger deal was made from the team getting the communicator sliced, rather than it just being a cheap cliffhanger for a commercial break. And then there's the scene with Blaze, which I dislike for many reasons, not the least of which being that it comes off like a stupid high school drama. I mean, really? Ravi must hold Devin back from attacking Blaze like he's a bully on the schoolyard? And what the hell is up with Blaze taunting Devin for being late? Shouldn't he be happy that his rival decided to show up? Or has Blaze been using Squirzel's surveillance equipment to spy on Devin and just wanted to mock the Red Ranger the first chance he got? Because if that's the case, it sounds incredibly petty in my opinion. Overall, there is some good stuff in this episode. The Daniels father-son bonding was really effective, and I liked Devin's ingenuity in figuring out how to disable the Gigadrone without destroying it, even though it really doesn't make sense to me. However, where the episode fails is in advancing the characters, and as a result, it makes the whole affair feel bland as all hell. I hope that when I look back on this episode, it feels way more important, but for the time being, I'll say that you can skip this one. I'm Nick, aka IronBat1993, and may the power protect you.